Welcome back to Love Decoded. I'm Maree Cameron and this is Gerald Quigley, otherwise known as our Love Doctor. And we're getting a little bit spicier in this episode.
Well, it's all education.
Yeah, absolutely.
And information.
And we've got to learn from people who are well experienced.
What's that mean?
Nothing. Anyway, so we're going to be talking about the importance of intimacy.
Yes.
I've got
one
a
of my
question.
favourite topics.
First up.
Yes, good. Fire
Sex on the first date. Yay or nay?
54 years ago would not have been happening.
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, how did you court Philippa?
I just swept her off her feet.
Of course you did.
That's my version. Her version's different. I think the allegation is we may as well go out. Mm-hmm. We're going to a function separately. I thought that was very romantic. And it was outside the ladies' toilet at the university. And she thought I was loitering.
If you're hanging
Going back
around.
to your question, look, I'm just not sure whether that's the way to build a relationship. But it depends.
Yeah.
It really depends. Everybody's different. But I would like to think that if it was going to be a long-term relationship, probably best, maybe not.
Okay.
What about you? What are your thoughts?
I feel the same way.
Yeah.
If the purpose of this is to go into a relationship,
Yes.
I'd want to get to know somebody.
Sure.
And you can't give every part of you on the first date.
No.
And I mean that physically and emotionally.
Yes.
You can't possibly, I mean, how long's the date going for?
Well, how long's a piece of string?
Yeah.
So the big issue though is that it's going to be the start of something special or not. But if it's just the sex you want, well, that's a different thing altogether.
Fast forward to actually being in a relationship.
Yes.
If you're busy, your calendar is absolutely stretched, what's the first thing that tends to fall off?
Well, lots of things, and your relationship generally, but certainly your sex life obviously disappears because there's no time. You're too tired and too distracted, probably kids knocking on the door, all sorts of things.
Do you think that stress impacts desire more than what people realise?
Absolutely. There is no doubt about that. Stress is in the news a lot at the moment because, believe it or not, it impacts your heart health as well. So we know it impacts mental health. We know it impacts your whole social structure and your physical structure, and it can destroy you, particularly if you can't let it go. If you live with it all the time, then it takes you down.
This is the perfect episode to welcome our next guest, the founder of Drip, Hugh Crothers. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Can you share more about Drip and why you started the company?
Yeah, absolutely. So Drip is a sexual wellbeing brand. It was started in about 2021, and we create health and wellbeing products for people who have active sex lives. And we also have a content blog called the Drip Feed, which is a educational platform for people to learn about sex. So I was finding that in the Australian market, at least, there were certainly not products that sort of felt like they supported you on your sexual journey. So be that the types of ingredients, where the products were made, the formulations, the packaging, all of that type of stuff. It felt like skincare was such an elevated category, but then particularly within family planning and sexual wellness, there were these very subpar products that were sort of sticky and tacky and felt really gross and didn't support people's health.
Yeah.
The ingredients didn't contain Australian botanicals, or they weren't pH balanced, so people were having really poor health outcomes. Patient outcomes were bad with these products, and people then had a really standard expectation that that's what lubricant was. You know, people's face cream, they expect to perform and do all sorts of things, but then when it came to their lubricant, they were like, oh yeah, I'm happy to just have this very subpar product or not use any, which is a really bad outcome in both cases. So yeah, the brand was really started out of a need, or acknowledging that there was a gap in the market for products that did support people and helped people, not products that you sort of hide away in shame under your bed in a dusty box, but products that you're happy to display on your counter unit or your cabinet or whatever it is. If they fall out at airport security, you're not embarrassed by them. If your parents find them or your kids find them and play with them, they're not they just look like high-end skincare products that support people's sexual journey, rather than products that sort of squeeze out and all over your hand, or you feel like a lot of these moments you're having an incredibly vulnerable moment with someone. It might be for the first time, or it might be you might be doing it for 20 years with that same person, and these products just weren't supportive or encouraging you to have those acts. And as you were saying earlier, any excuse in a long-term relationship relationship can become an excuse. And these products, I really wanted to create beautiful products that really did support people having active sex lives, because I think that sex can really be a barometer of a relationship, and the more connected you feel with sex is a way to feel connected with people, and the more sex you have, or the quality of it with your partner is really reaffirming of a relationship, in my opinion, and therefore I wanted to create products and a brand that really supported that.
Hugh, in any relationship, do you feel that stress in playing a role disconnects you to the point where you think there's something wrong here? Is that common?
Yeah, absolutely. I think so. I think in my experience, be it stress from work or family stresses, be it your parents are unwell, or I don't know, things like hospitals and all those types of environments, but also then obviously kinder and drop-offs and all of that as well. I think all of those stresses can definitely lead to a feeling of disconnection with your partner, and that can also lead to us not putting time in to having those sort of intimate experiences with that person.
And as a relatively new relationship, how do you feel about that?
Oh, stress can get in the way, but I mean, this may be a bad thing to put on my husband, but he is absolutely my anchor. So I know that when I'm really stressed, and if I'm just spinning, I can be in the kitchen just doing 360s, looking at the fridge, looking at the countertop, trying to work out what I'm doing, where am I meant to be. I'm trying to follow a recipe right now, but I'm so stressed. My husband is my anchor. So that's another layer of our intimacy in that. So I know that I probably should be able to regulate myself, but I'm really fortunate to have a partner
Wonderful.
Where he helps me regulate my stress.
We do radio together all the time.
Yep.
She spins all the time. All the time, non-stop,
Right.
spinning. It's just
That's
something
not
that
my
we...
fault, Hugh.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm neurodivergent,
Yeah.
okay? Sometimes there's just like a lot happening up in
Lot going
here,
on.
and that hamster wheel's just woo.
I think that's a pretty common experience. We live in a very stimulated world, and a lot of
Yeah.
our environments, be it work. I mean, your device alone is a pretty stimulating.
Absolutely, the dopamine hits that you get from your phone.
Yes.
That's something.
Are you a big device user?
Unfortunately,
Phones he's talking about.
Unfortunately, yes.
How do you know? I could have been asking you about anything. We're talking... We'll come to that later. We're talking really about phones.
Yes, I do use my device. I try not to use it in bed. That's something I'm really conscious of.
yeah.
I find that my sleep, obviously, sex is one part of that, where
Yes.
you obviously don't want to be using it.
So GQ, what actually happens to our body when we are stressed?
We've all, back in school biology, learnt about the flight or fight reaction. So when you're stressed, you're on the defence straight away. So your whole body responds accordingly. Your blood pressure goes up, your blood sugar goes up, ready for action, you're alert, you're usually short-tempered because rational thinking goes out the window. So anything to do with leading any sort of balanced, responsible life flies out the window, particularly with chronic stress. So stress actually is good for us. It helps our immune system. Chronic stress, though, grinds you. And it's chronic stress that kills people, kills relationships, kills sex life, kills intimacy, and it really, I think, is very much underestimated in society what unmanaged stress and uncontrolled stress does. And none of us really recognise that sometimes until it's too late.
So how does cortisol interfere with desire and then also our connection to not just ourselves but our partner?
Cortisol is the hormone released in our brain that gets us ready to either fight or run away. Now, you cannot have any sort of intimate relationship based on those two extremes. Life's all about in the middle.
Yeah.
Sure, be alert to what's going on, but you cannot possibly build a relationship with another person where you're constantly on edge, looking for the next level of stress that might come your way.
Yeah. Can't go into a room looking for a fight.
No, absolutely. Well, you'll probably get one.
Yeah.
And that goes nowhere.
Gerald, I have another question for you. Do you think that people commonly mistake stress for their desire level shifting?
Yes, and look, it's probably a contributing factor, Hugh, but there are lots of other things, aren't there? And you look, the word stress implies it's just there's a lot on your plate. Yeah. But as you mentioned before, there are so many daily challenges everybody has, which means that you are on that flight or fight response a fair bit of the time. When you head to a bedroom thinking intimacy, you're thinking, is it going to happen? Am I in the mood? Am I too tired? Will I perform? Will I fall apart? And so all of those things, there's more stress. Now, intimacy is not about being
will
stressed.
I fall apart? What are you and Philippa doing?
I take a notice board in and I've got a checklist. But you've got to plan. And, you know, none of us, well, we are not 20 anymore where things instantly happen.
Yeah.
You've got to create the environment, and it's a common question I get on the House of Wellness media line, usually from both sexes, that we are not as connected as we used to be. Our sex life has disappeared completely. I want more. He or she wants less. Where do we go?
Hugh, talking about lubricants has been a taboo topic for such a long time. Do you think that we're getting better? Are more people being open about lube?
Yeah, look, I think generally people are being more open about everything. You only have to go on TikTok to see people.
Sometimes they're a little bit too open.
Yeah, the generation below me are very open. I grew up in a household that definitely didn't speak about this kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know.
I've never spoken about this.
Yeah, it's really interesting that intergenerationally, I feel like your parents are happy to give you advice on everything except this.
Yeah.
This is the one topic that we don't talk about between generations.
Yeah.
Your parents, or my parents certainly, have never given me advice on anything to do with sex or lubricants or products or anatomy or any of that type of stuff. It's an uncomfortable conversation to have.
Yeah.
And there is a lot of shame and stigma around it. So I think we come from that place. However, people do definitely talk about it more now. As baby boomers as a generation move into, you know, peri-menopause and menopause type stages of life, there is actually a lot more conversation around that as well, which isn't something, again, that a previous generation ever spoke about, any of their discomfort and their lack of experiencing pleasure during sex because of a lack of, you know, or friction being really present and a lack of lubrication.
I hadn't even thought about it, like the things that actually make up what is in a lubricant. And just the other week I had to have an ultrasound, and then they get the lube out and they're squirting it all over you, and it sends me, just even after a scan, because then you can feel pockets, like you think that you've wiped it all off. Lubricant doesn't have to feel awful.
Yeah.
And I honestly had not thought about that until you started talking about how it can have botanicals.
Yeah.
Well, the lube that's used medically, though,
Yes.
is a questionable quality.
Yeah.
But who's standing there in the aisle?
Yeah.
Like, you're rocking up into Chemist Warehouse. You're not standing there for ages. No one wants to be seen purchasing lube. That's just not what you want to stand there for too long.
I've helped people in the aisle.
Of course you have, but...
I'm just being helpful.
Yeah, because you are a helpful guy.
Yes, I know, but it's important to help people, to guide them.
Yes.
Because, you know, we talked about, what I find fascinating, we don't talk lubricants anymore, we talk lubes. Lubricant, clinical.
Yes.
Lubes, fun, sensible, stepping back.
Yeah.
What are some of the misconceptions you find about lubes generally?
Yeah, it's a really good question, Gerald. A lot of the, as I was saying earlier, a lot of the lubricants, their history as to how they came about was that medical. Yeah, they were used for ultrasounds, or they were used for catheters, all those
They
types
feel
of
nasty.
things. Yeah, so the key ingredient that a lot of them contain is glycerin. That's the main ingredient that you'll see second to, say, water. It'll then be glycerin. That can either be animal or plant derived, and that, as a glycol, can take a lot of moisture out of the body. And actually, that's what creates that sort of like sticky tackiness that you feel, or that a lot of people feel. And that can also cause, a lot of them aren't pH balanced. So the WHO, or the World Health Organization, have a guideline around what a healthy vulva pH should sit between, which is between a 3.5 and a 4.5.
Sure.
And we make sure all of our lubricants sit between that bracket to ensure that they're not going to cause irritation or thrush or any of those types of situations. The other thing that people look at is making sure that they're vegan, so they don't contain animal products. And then we've added Australian botanicals that are often found in a lot of cosmetic, super moisturising and hydrating type cosmetics, and we put them into our lubricants as well. We wanted to just create simple, considered products that feel like they're helping you out as opposed to kind of detracting from your experience. They come in lockable top bottles, so that if that's in your handbag, you can't press it down, you have to actually twist it. And then when they dispense as well, they only dispense a small amount, so you're not swimming in the stuff when you're in that intimate moment. You can then put that under a pillow,
it looks just like an eye cream.
Yeah, exactly, and that's very intentional. And that just that one pump is giving you a huge amount of lubricant,
of lube,
which is fantastic.
And do you have, so this is water-based, do you have an oil base as well?
We do.
Good. And what's the difference and why?
Great question, Gerald. So water-based is fantastic for use with all types of toys and all types of condoms. And then the oil-based product is actually great for massage, but isn't compatible with silicone condoms or silicone toys. So it can be used with glass toys or metal toys, but not to be used silicone, exactly.
And it's a tasteful pack, and there's nothing distasteful or brilliant colours and flowers and God knows what else.
Yeah, absolutely.
So well done.
I can feel the difference a little bit. Is needing lube a bad thing?
Absolutely not. I don't think so. I think that if anything, it's just there to support and comfort people, make them feel feel safe, feel desire, and also just a little aid there. You can use a little bit, you can use a lot. Really just depends on an individual's preferences or a couple's preferences too.
Yeah.
The other issue, Hugh, is the new mum who suddenly finds that their partner wants to get intimacy back into the equation, but they're still sore, they're still tender. So proper lube there is absolutely fundamental. But again, important that we can have open discussions, it's openly on display, and reassurance that everything's okay. So here's the tool, for want of a better better name. Here's the tool to actually make everything feel more comfortable.
Yeah, absolutely.
So summarising a lot of our discussions today, intimacy is not just sex, is it?
No, I think for a lot of people, ultimately, the reason people have sex is to feel connection. And with you and your partner, depending on how you feel connection, you can achieve a very similar outcome. That could be via things like massage. It could be whatever it is that your thing that you do as a couple, whether that's cooking together or dancing together or playing music together. Those activities are really are there to create connection between one another. And sex is just one of those as well. One key one that we look at a lot is massage. We've actually developed up this, which is a massage oil candle as part of the drip range. I might give this a little light now.
So what's the ingredient in the candle?
Yeah, so
it's candle wax, which is going to touch things up a bit?
No, it's actually shea butter and coconut oil along with valerian sandalwood. So it has a beautiful smell. You can probably smell it if you like. I'll pass it over. Smells really nice. And the burning temperature is body temperature.
Ooh.
So you
How
can
do you
actually
control that?
Just shea butter.
So the shea butter actually melts at body temperature. So if it's a little beaker, and you can pour some on your hand there, Sarah Maree. There you go. And you'll notice it's not.
I was apprehensive. I didn't trust you.
We do recommend.
He's got trust written all over him.
Oh my gosh.
We do recommend extinguishing the candle
incredible.
before pouring it. However, you can do that safely.
Well, this is how shea butter came on the market. That you get that stuff, rub it on, and it
melts on your body. So yeah, that's a really great product specifically for intimacy and trying to create things like massage and connection between partners. As you were talking about, the new mum, that type of thing. This can be a really great place to start because penetrative sex might be a bit far at that point, and doing connecting through touch and more somatic practices is a really great way to
put romantic candles on a different level.
I think that's fantastic.
Thank you.
And not everyone can have penetrative sex.
Absolutely.
And there are nerve conditions. I've got friends that experience that. That is not how they experience intimacy with their partner.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, and that's obviously more of a rare thing, but I think that's an incredible thing just to have on the bedside table.
You extinguish it like that and then just pour it out. And yeah, it doesn't. You do think it's going to burn you, but absolutely not. It's a body temperature. Create really, really nice, natural oils.
I think that is so fantastic for couples of different ages. If we are talking not just about heterosexual relationships as well, I think absolutely. That is just massage and touch is such a fantastic way to be intimate and close with your partner. It's great.
And the massage makes you slow down, so it's got to be slowly getting into the moment.
Yeah.
I think too it refers back to the cortisol that you were talking about earlier.
Settles it down. Well, massage is anti-inflammatory, and if it leads to sex, it's a better anti-inflammatory.
Yeah.
Outside of sex, what makes you feel most connected?
Yeah, it's a great question. I've got a bit of an odd answer. I'm actually a ceramicist as a hobby.
No, that's saucy. I've gone down deep holes on TikTok. I'm like, look at what they are making.
So I have 2 ceramic wheels at home, and I actually practice ceramics a couple of times a week at home by myself. That actually makes me feel really connected. It's you can't touch a device. You have to be very present. You obviously got warm water and wet clay. Cue the ghost music.
Oh, totally.
That's probably my practice, which is a bit out of the box. The other one I'd love to do is probably just like a nature walk, being out, again, without, electronics or technology around you. Sure. People call it, I think in Europe they call it a nature bath or a forest bath, that sort of thing.
Green prescribing is what, hopefully one day you'll get advice from the doctor to make sure you go for a walk every day and record it.
What about yourself, Gerald?
Nothing beats sex. Just let's...
Spoken like a true old man.
Let's just get down to business.
I'm going to speak to your grandmother about that feedback, and she won't be pleased. Part of the fun is doing the planning.
Yep.
And we're often out at night, and we set times. We say, right, we're both home.
Yep.
Therefore, it's a quick dinner.
Yeah.
I'll be sure to call ahead when I'm in the neighbourhood.
Yes, yes. Don't bother.
Just to check.
Yes, and the door.
Don't want to drop in unannounced.
The door will be locked, but you'll see the candles flickering. Okay. What about you?
I'm like Hugh. Nature, going for a walk. That's one of my favourite things to do with Jonas, because that's where we can really be connected and have that time. We are both flat out during the week. A Saturday morning is my favourite time. Obviously, I spend Sunday mornings with you.
That's going to be your favourite time, surely.
One of. But a Saturday morning walk, being connected with nature, and then at the same time with my husband as well, and reflecting on our week, learning more about each other. I'm spending more time with the people that I work with than my husband, so that forms a really integral part of my connection to my husband and to myself.
It's all part of developing and growing together.
Yeah.
Well done. And now you're an intimacy expert.
Oh, I would not say that. I'm going to leave that to the Love Doctor.
Okay.
I mean, you've got a whole hotline.
Give me a call.
That's been running hot.
Give me a call.
You should listen to some of the messages. I've got to ask, do you schedule it? Or do you just go with the flow?
What schedule what?
Schedule intimacy.
Oh, okay.
For me, I think I make time for it specifically, but it's not necessarily with the expectation of an outcome. I think for me, it's about spending time with that person as opposed to the expectation of an orgasm or, that the sex will happen or lead to this or those types of things. So it's really about scheduling time for connection.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Do you think that's pressure of society and social media that when even the word intimacy implies penetrative sex, orgasm, the whole works, where in reality there are many instances where, for various reasons, that won't happen, but it can be just as satisfying in many ways. Yeah, but I'm with you. I'm a planner.
Yeah. Google Calendar?
Not quite. Not quite.
You haven't colour coordinated your calendar?
No,
It's not a Teams meeting.
No, I haven't thought of that. But that could be next.
If you were colour coordinating it though, what colour would it be in your calendar?
Look at it be blue. I think.
Oh, blue. Oh, I love that.
Calming, settling.
Right. A little sad.
Oh.
A little sad. Oh, no.
It depends on the outcome, but still.
I'd go yellow for happy.
Yeah.
Would you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Happy
think it's
time.
red.
Red? Oh.
And
it's important.
I don't have anything in red.
do you talk?
Red sets off my amygdalas as this is bad, like it's a stop sign.
Right.
Yeah, so nothing is red in my calendar.
Okay.
Hugh, thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, it's been an absolute pleasure, literally. Thank you,
Good
bro.
fun, Hugh. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate
And thank
it.
you for what you've created as well.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Congratulations.
I mean, thank you very much. Yeah, we really wanted to create conversations like this, you know, along with products like this. So I think that the more that we can talk about this and remove that shame and stigma
Yes.
is a positive
Better.
thing for
Good.
everybody.
Great.
For sure. Love Decoded has been brought to you by Droop.